Welcome back, and I would love to know what bit of advice you would tell your 30-year-old self. It's quite the question, isn't it? When I look back now, I think there's just so much pressure at that age, whether it's how we look or what we want to do in our career. Then there's the decision of whether or not to have a family, all the while working out exactly who we are and what makes us happy. And now, would I do it differently? Actually, I think maybe a little. You know, there's so much that we can do in midlife, but the earlier we start, the better. But it's never too late. And the information in my book isn't only to be enjoyed, but it's to be shared and passed on through the sisterhood. So, you know, gift it. Gift it to your mothers, your friends, your sisters, your daughters. Let's spread this knowledge far and wide so that we can all truly have a better second half. So this leads me neatly on to share, what would I tell my 30-year-old self? Well, there's probably quite a few things, actually. When it comes to work life and career, I'd say get more help from specialists. Don't try and do it all yourself, Liz. You know, accept what you don't know and ask others for help. I think that I'm such a control freak that I tried to do it all myself, you know, when turning to others who know far more than I do about specialist things, especially, I think, accountants, people who understand numbers much more than I do. I can do words, don't do numbers very well. That would have been really helpful in the early days, you know, when I was building my original brands, beauty brands and wellness brands. And then when it comes to my relationship with my body, I mean, that's a tricky one, isn't it? But I wish fundamentally I had known how good it is to get outdoors every day, you know, even if just for a brisk walk or a run. And I used to say that I hated running. I didn't even want to give it a try. And if only I had picked up the habit earlier on in life instead of waiting until my 50s, actually. Yeah, my early to mid 50s to slip on a pair of running shoes, I think I would have been in better shape in my middle years. And that goes for both physically and mentally, because it's just so good for your mental health to get outside. And then when it comes to food, I would have liked to have prioritised protein earlier and learnt to ditch the carbs, curb a sweet tooth. Nowadays, I put protein on my plate first and then I build my meal around that. But in my early years, I just didn't realise how important protein is for energy, for muscle strength, for brain health, and even for weight loss. Super important. And then when it comes to relationships, this is a tricky one, having been divorced twice. But I think I could have recognised when things were going badly wrong much sooner, and maybe not stayed in relationships that weren't healthy for either party. And I'm certainly much more aware now of what makes a healthy relationship. One of the keys being communication, being open and honest about how you feel is just so important. You know, regular, frank discussions with your other half are just so helpful in nipping things in the bud before they escalate. So I guess looking back, I wish I had been a bit braver about this. And then when it comes to aging, I should have prioritised two things: my sleep and my gut health. You know, sleep is so foundational to living and aging well, and gut health, well, I mean, what can I say? I've written whole books about it. It governs just about everything in the body, including how we look, our skin, and of course, how well we age. Yep, I wish I had discovered kefir sooner. So, here's the next 30 years. What would you tell your 30-year-old self? And as ever, do let me know in the comments. Be sure to click subscribe to catch the latest from me. We'll be continuing this journey of discovery on longevity, living well for longer, living a longer, healthier, happier life here on YouTube. I'll see you next time.